Hello YouTubers, it's Travis. Welcome back to the channel. We have for you today a draft that I would say is a color combination I don't often play, but I found myself playing it more and more as the format goes on, and I've been pretty happy with it. I think this deck is no exception, and I suspect that you'll agree. If you like the content you see here, do please consider subscribing. It'll give you an alert when there's a new video. That's just solid value. Magic players love value. And if you really enjoy what I'm doing, you can check out a link below and find my Patreon. I hope that you all have had a happy new year and great holidays. I'm looking forward to what we will provide content-wise in 2022. Enjoy the draft. What's in the box? I think you can make a pretty compelling argument for Angelic Quartermaster, Biolume Egg, and Flame Blessed Bolt, with perhaps a nod to the Fountain of Blood. I think for me, I'm more interested in the Egg, as these are incredibly troubled times. But I wouldn't hate you if you wanted either of the other two. This does not lock us into anything, by the by. We're just getting started. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Like, let me decide what we want here, and then I'll make another point. Undead Butler. It's another nice one to exploit. I'm going to try to build towards this because none of these cards are amazing. They're all fine. I may as well try to pair these and see where that goes. But like, once I started streaming Storybook Brawl, I've noticed that like I'm performing worse than when I play it off stream. It's been a long time since I've played Magic and not streamed or recorded it. But Storybook Brawl, I stream some in the afternoon and then usually play it some at night too. Yeah, I think they put the cosmetics on the cards that they think are going to be good for limited, and some of them actually are, but there's other times where I feel like they probably missed a little bit. Loki, thank you for the resub. Hello, y'all spam some cats for Loki. We'll take the Abrade here, noting that there are pieces for blue-green that could come back. I mean, it can be whatever you want to be, right? Like for me, I want to have a good time. I want to make an environment where everybody feels welcome and comfortable. And I want to do some teaching to people that want to get better at draft. It is quite possible that the people watching and learning from me to get started will surpass me in their ability, and that's fine. Absolutely fine by me. For me, the reason I'm still doing this is this community that we've built. I mean, I love a diver scob. I feel like that probably puts us in blue. I think I'd rather have that than Brian Comer, even though I do have a respect for Brian now. I could take the Diver Scob and still be in blue anything, whereas if I take Brian, it's kind of like it has to be white. So let's get diving. So we could potentially look at blue-red non-creature permanents. There was some blue-green stuff that came by. I don't love the Raconteur. Like, it's fine. But the days of 4 mana for a 2/4 being okay are long gone. That said, it's probably the best card in the pack, and I do think it's an indication of where we could be going. I could respect the Wilds cannon, but I'm not really looking to be splashing. Oh, I'm gonna, never mind. I'm going to get one next pack, so I don't need to take that one. That's my reasoning. Why would you pick it there when you could take this one? All right, here I'm going to take the Cruel Witness because I'm pretty sure we're on blue, right? Like we've got a little bit of a pull into red. We've got a playable black card, but like I'm going to play the Scab and the Egg. There's a Retrieve. which is some indication that blue-green might be a thing we could do. The challenge is there's also a lacerate flesh. That's about where I think it should be going, Colonel, right before the wheel. Yeah, even if blue-green is incredibly open, if like I'll look at it for spiders, retrieve is not the card that'll get me. Because like currently this is looking better. Not by a large amount, but by a non-negligible amount. Just taking a blue playable there. Hold me closer, cobbled lancer. Such a better card. So we could be on that. Like, that's kind of a factory by itself. You are a cruel witness, my friend. There's also a lunar rejection, which I don't think is bad. But I think the Bloodcaster is good enough that maybe we look and see if we can get into this. Because I'd certainly like to be in this. Like, that looks pretty good to me. I can't really pretend that that's what I'm doing, though. Because, like, there's either the potential to splash this imprisonment, which I don't think I want. Like, if I need to, I could splash in a braid or something. But, like, it's more realistic that we're actually playing blue-red. Frack! Why these drafts gotta be so hard, y'all? I think I'm on the ghoul. If we stay in the blue, this is really good. It also gives me the chance to morph into blue, black-red. It's like, why are we playing blue? Look at my deck and tell me why we're playing blue. We have enough playables? That's not a compelling argument. Yeah, the diver and the egg are really the only reason. The problem is here, the Stitch Assistant is kind of just the best card, so... The Wolf Strike. It does nothing. Shoot, I meant to take the Wolf Strike. That probably looks like a really weird pick. My thought was we take the Wolf Strike and see if the Spider wheels, but I just fat-fingered the wrong card. That may just put me on blue-black by default. Nah. Red just got better. I can make this work. And I like Reckless Impulse a lot. It gives me decent card draw. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Or blue-green. Blue-green or blue-red, I think, is where I want to be. It's a little harder to find things to sacrifice in this color pair, but like we can just kill them with these. It's fine. Flourishing Hunter a higher pick than we gave it credit. Not for me. There hasn't been a 6-mana 6/6 that gains life that was actually good in any format. There have been several that were playable in their formats, but I think calling Honey Mammoth and what was the one from Kaldheim, Ravenous Lindworm, good is stretching it a bit. They were certainly playable, and I do think the Lindworm was better than the Honey Mammoth. I mean, they're the same card, but the Kaldheim was a more favorable format for a 6-mana 6/6 that gains life. But there were people going nuts and picking Honey Mammoths and Lindworms very highly. Like, that's another card that if it wheels, sure, let's talk. We could go really nuts with the counter spells, because I don't think I want 2 Lancers. Like, I'll play 1, but I really don't want 2. I don't know, this format feels slow enough to me like Ikoria that it's not that big a deal. Like, it was a little bit better in Kaldheim, because it could be slower. Well, I'd play 3 of these in blue-green. We're just not in blue-green. This card seems okay. I guess we can try it. Thanks. Like, I'm just going to carry on this path. We're kind of where we are. There's people that were saying it was unplayable. It's too expensive. I like that statue here, because we're interested in ramping, and this really turns on the splash. Like, if we need to splash a supernatural rescue or a rural recruit, we could do that. We got a chair drafter, y'all. Or we've all disconnected. Not entirely sure yet. I think I like one more Stitched Assistant here, as I would like to have at least 3 ways to sacrifice Das Egg, and this gives me the 3rd one. So come on in, little buddy. We might be a cat gamer. They've got some flyers to slap it on. I could discard it to the Entomber potentially. I think this deck might play a cat. Like, if this is the deck, I can work with it. I think it'll certainly play a Wandering Mind. Maybe we just trim out the Raconteur. I like the bounce spell too. But we've got enough for this to hit, right? 7? That'll hit a reasonable amount of time. It's not perfect. Like, ideally, we trim out 1 more creature. Which realistically should be the Cobbled Lancer. Slug deck was a 2/1. It was a good deck. I mean, I'll play 2 Lacerate Fleshes. Yeah, this can be the deck. This doesn't give us wonderful removal. Oh, I like the Lantern Bearer too. I also kind of like the third Throng. But I like this a lot more. I may not need this anymore. Getting commons right before the wheel, I don't really feel like it's that late. I guess I don't have to play 2 Siphon Essences. I kind of want to, though. Have 2 of them if we need them. Free gems, y'all. Yeah, aside from the fat-fingered Big Club, I think we had a pretty good draft there. We're gonna have a little bit difficult time beating a resolved bomb because like our removal is all 4 and 5 damage, which isn't really enough to get some big ones. Which really makes me want to take Siphon Essence and think of this as like another 6-drop for us. Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at, Colonel. I agree with you. That was pick 8. That's exactly where the Lantern Bearer should be, in my opinion. Here, let's be vampires. I mean, even then, it's not that far off, right? I'm pretty sure it was 8, but even if it was 9, it's like, that's close enough, I think. Maybe I'm arguing over semantics. I think I'm arguing over semantics. I should just hush. Well, not really arguing. All right, then. Kind of set up to just counter a cheese ball there, but yeah, I'd say I'm happy, Baron. I'm gonna see if we can eat a combat trick here. Hey, what's up, Manny? How you been, bud? I haven't managed to catch many of your streams lately, but I would like to. Y'all go follow Run Manny Run. He's a very good streamer. Nice guy. Quality content. I am the rank 1 best of 3 drafter, Baron. There is no ranked mode for best of 3 drafting. Magic has a really weird rank system. But I recognized what was up with some stream issues for me. And we can talk about this maybe not in the middle of gameplay. But like the ranked system for Arena is kind of rough for streamers of my size. I would love to watch you play Super People. That sounds great. One of those games that like I wanted to try, I just haven't yet. Oh, we have no idea what their deck is, right? I don't know that they're a Tempo Boros build. They could be blocking and trying to get me with some bomb or something. They've got 6, 7, 8. Let's make that a little less and then we can swing. This is looking pretty much closed. Like we can even beat a neck snap here. Super People was one of those games I was like, I'd love to play this, and I'm like, I'm never gonna have time to play this. So I've watched people play it, and that's been fun. I don't know. Just like getting wrecked. So I don't think we have much sideboard here because I don't have a lot of sideboard. I might want another 2-drop. Probably over one of the counter spells on the play. So like kind of one of those things like Baron's like, hey, what's your rank? And that's a very reasonable thing to ask the way the game is marketed, right? It's like I found a great streamer last night for Storybook Brawl. I popped in, it's Teal Baron. It had like big new streamer energy, but the guy was great at explaining his plays. Like I really liked what he was doing. And I found them because he posted his rank in his stream title. It's like, I'd love to be able to do that, but the way that I play isn't ranked. Which is kind of like, That hurts me. Because like I feel like people are maybe compelled to go grind out, you know, a certain rank and be like to put mythic in their title or whatever. And the way that the game is marketed, it's like maybe people are like, I need to go watch a mythic streamer. Yeah, I could, but that's also not that impressive, right? Like 62% win streak, who cares? I don't have enough trophies to be impressed. Like, that's not what my content's really built on. I wonder what my trophy rating is on 17 land. I doubt it's that good. If I go Vow set, there's a way to see like a trophy leaderboard, right? Leaderboard, Vow, traditional draft. I doubt oh, I am in here. I'm number 16. How about that? Go me. Okay, never mind. Maybe my data is impressive and I'm just an idiot and don't know how to market it. Well, I'll post that next time. And then people can come in and be like, what's your rank? And I'll be like, That's close, but no banana. I don't need the 2/6 to block their whole deck. I have the 3/5 to do that, and it does more than that. I am a wizard, and I am made of butter. Does anyone know that reference, or is that just me talking to myself, screaming in the void? For what it's worth, I only see new streamers either when no one I follow is on or when a streamer raids someone else. So that's certainly part of it too. And Tellen, but like another part of it is words. I have some words that I'm going to say in a minute. I just can't quite think yet. So I'll see it when I'm watching a streamer and they host someone else, exactly those reasons you're saying. But also sometimes I'm interested in a new game and I'll go try to find a streamer for that game. Right? Like I bumped into Run Manny Run because he was playing with Choco Taco. I was like, I watched Choco Taco. I like this Manny guy. He's cool. But that's not the case. I do not think that's the case, personally. I don't think the pre-roll ads have as much to do with it as you might think. You got me fooled? You're actually a jerk. I don't believe it. There's ads on Twitch if your region is able to play them. Like, the thing is, when your game is growing, people will check out streams for the game. They're trying to kill me, and I don't like it. Hearthstone seems to be doing great. I don't know if Storybook Brawl counts, but it's certainly growing. They're trying to kill me. Could you stop? Channel is very popular among viewers who watch it regularly. Thank you. Do auto battlers count as a card game? Right? Like, this is the same argument of, is League of Legends a role-playing game? I mean, it is a bit like asking, is that a sandwich, right? But like, true if big? Like, almost assuredly, praise Banan, the auto battlers are strategy games, which is at least somewhat similar to what happens. Yeah. This block is stupid and I shouldn't make it. But I was like, maybe I'm not dead to a sure strike and trample. They're strategy games, and these here are strategy games too. I mainly just wanted them tokens to dig for something. How do we define card games? I mean, fair enough. This is very clearly a game that involves playing cards, whereas something like Hearthstone Battlegrounds and Storybook Brawl probably doesn't. But I think they're at least existing in the same space, right? Like, is Taco Bell a competitor for Burger King? They don't sell the same things, but they kind of do, right? I mean, unless you've ever eaten at Burger King, and then you would know you would just never do that. Yeah, they both sell meat. There's some similarities. There's some differences. One is pretty gross fast food, and the other one is like eating out of a dumpster. I shouldn't say that. I have had some good meals from Taco Bell. What's up, Wallet? Good to see you. Same Techno Shaman. It was Hardee's, but yeah. They trying to kill me. That's about the same it averages now, isn't it? How many viewers does Magic average in 2020? I'm curious about last year. I do actually, in this one case, I do actually remember what year it is. But only this one case. It's hard to remember, isn't it? When I went to the card store, there were tons of games, but I guess like it depends on when you were playing, how old you were, etc. I guess. Because like we were like, do we play Spellfire? Do we play Magic? Do we play Jihad? What do we play? Yeah, that's a big part of it too. The audience grew, but so did the streamers. That was a fun game. I thought it was a fun game. That's fair too, Brownie. Like, whatever game you got into because your friends were playing it, that's the one that's going to stick in your head, right? But for me, none of my friends were playing any games. We wanted to get into a card game together. And we tried them all. And Magic was the one that kind of stuck. I remember when Magic stuck. Because all of them kind of had whatever. But it was when we really understood Constructed. We went to buy cards, and two of us just bought a bunch of packs and started cracking them. And one of my buddies like went to this uncommon box that they had and just bought like 8 cards. And I was like, what a loser. We're going to have so many more cards than him. We're going to beat him. And then he comes out with this deck that has Pestilence, Circle of Protection, Black, and White Knight. And we couldn't win. And I was like, okay, there's something to this Magic game. That's a big double striker. Will need to be chump blocked. Big into Yu-Gi-Oh. Fair enough. I've heard good things about that. I just never played it. I think that came out right after I was a kid, and that like a lot of people that got involved in Yu-Gi-Oh got involved. I'm doing this first so we can get the trigger in case they have a removal spell for the witness. A lot of people got into Yu-Gi-Oh because there was a cartoon of it. And like I was probably a little bit like just barely too old for the cartoon. I mean, for all I know, it's a wonderful cartoon, and like no one's ever too old for it, but I was too old to be interested in checking it out. Rather have that in the bin, unless I'm running out of cards. I'm not running out of cards yet. INWO? I don't know what that one is. Inwu? Oh. All right, I think we do one more and then I may make a cup of tea. I should have done Stream Raiders, but I forgot. Sorry, Stream Raiders, I'm gonna hold y'all hostage for a minute. Could almost keep that on the draw. I mean, here's my mulligan argument in a nutshell, right? Like, you're not guaranteed a better hand when you mulligan. You're just guaranteed one less card. Okay, this one at least has like a small plan at getting out of the mulligan. So we're going to keep this. We're going to send back the flesh and one of the islands and hope that this is good enough. It probably isn't. Like, a mull to 5 on the play is really brutal, but I've won tournaments with mulls to 5 on the play, so like, you still play it out. Oh, that's right. I got Kenji with a mull to 5. Okay, because I was saying that I don't think I've ever got him in the sweatsuit, but I did get him. It was in Cal time with that stupid squirrel. Go to your room. That is the best circle of confinement ever if we had more of them, but we don't. What do you need counsel about, Zanquar? I have knowledge in very specific areas. You need help with marketing, sales, or magic? I can probably help you. Just about anything else? Not so much. Kenji's great. I learned a lot about magic from him, and I love watching him play shooter games. He doesn't do it that often, but when he's streaming PUBG, I'm usually in his chat. That I don't know about. I don't play ranked. Chat may be able to help you. I could give you advice about Kigurumis. It's true. Sitting here and getting beat to death by a 3-3 ain't gonna help me, so we're gonna have to assume they don't have any more enchantments. How about that? There is no such thing as free terminates. Does anybody in chat have any ideas about that? Help Zanquar out if you can. I would if I knew. That's not my jam. I just want the lands. This is a little awkward, but it is what it is. If I can kill that and then float something with the Lantern Bearer, we probably good. This is not bad for a mull to 5. I feel like we're currently in a position where it is conceivable that we get to win. I'd still say it's pretty unlikely, but conceivable. Thank you, Tannel. Randall, that's good feedback. I put that on the wrong one. I'm bad and I feel bad. I don't need your judgment. I need your kindness. That was a pretty crucial mistake. You will see why now. If I'd done it the other way, I still have a blocker for the spirit that, like, matters. As it is, I have to chump it. Well, I was going to have to chump it anyway. Okay, maybe it's not that bad. There's dead here, right? Like I can block one of them, but then we take 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm dead either way, so there's no need for them to know that I have this. Considering we had to mulligan there, that's not so bad at all. But this is just the blue-white deck your mama warned you about. In the Festivities was kind of made for this matchup. Like, you can just look at their deck and look at the way the toughness lines up. It's like such a good card against them. I can still play one Lacerate Flesh, but I probably don't need two. And I really probably don't need any Siphon Essences. I'd rather have one Syncopate. I'm not your mama. I'm a cat. I'm a 43-year-old man in a cat suit playing a children's card game for money. What a world we live in, y'all. Ah, Mama said there'd be decks like this. Fair enough. I do try to keep this a judgment-free zone. That's fair, John. That is a thing that you do. I want to fire off the Reckless Impulse until I could conceivably cast the Kraken. And we're getting close to that, if you're wondering why I'm holding it. Like, if we don't draw some action next turn, we can fire it off. I probably would have fired it off if we were under any pressure at all, but we're not. you can't counter that, it's what I'm going to kill you with. I'm gonna fire this off because it makes me happy. It should be dead if their plan is to recast that and maybe make some spirits. I hate to be that guy, but we're going to end these festivities. I think that's got me about where I want to be. They are playing enough random twos that I might rather play the Celebrant than the Geist and just have something that can actually block. Game. Org. Nice. That's a good card. Kind of an interesting card because it rewards you for generally speaking the opposite of what you usually want to do in Magic decks. It's more habit than anything else. I used to do it in Ikoria when it would let them go into separate piles, and that seemed easier to me to keep track of how many lands I had untapped. They've since patched it out to where you can't do that, but I just got used to it there. Right when I needed it. I think we in danger. Yep, we in a lot of danger. Probably dying. Land grouping. Oh, you're actually serious, and I know what you mean, and it would be nice. I thought you meant how our lands had kind of grouped up here and are annihilating us. Because I don't much care for that part of it. They waited till the last game to draw all their good cards, and now we're dead. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of being dead. It's the worst. They have no bombs. They got a couple of good cards, though, that I'd like to answer. But I don't think I'm willing to say the Savior or the Voice is a bomb. Like, we're sort of losing to those cards, but we're also sort of losing to an awkward draw from our own deck, right? Like, we used an Abrade to get rid of a Drake that we needed to, but now we need more. It's kind of perfect, really. No. The definition of bomb I use is a card that will win the game for you if your opponent doesn't interact with it. Like, almost immediately. And this one I don't think does that. It's very good. But compare it to something like Hull Breacher. Like, that's... Can you kill it right now? No? You're dead. Like, they played that a few turns ago, and we're still sort of playing Magic. I wouldn't say we're playing a bunch of Magic, but we're playing some. Really, 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 really sucksers. That would have been a really good one to Stinkapade. This puts me at 3, but I have a blocker for the 2/2. I have an air blocker for the 3/3, and I can draw into a spell. So I think this is actually pretty good. And we take this. This is ETB, not cast, right? I'm pretty sure it's ETB. Yeah, that seems handy. Yeah, we can take that for now. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to win instead of being dead. Seems rough. I could have played that a little differently. But apparently I played it perfectly, which is neat. A victory for Upfish. I was thinking of the first vehicles were overpowered. I guess they're either overpowered or underpowered would be the way to say it. But I don't think sagas were an entirely new card type. Like, they were enchantments that do 3 things, right? Yeah, I felt like sagas weren't really new. They were like high power enchantments or low power planeswalkers, whichever you want to call them. That's not a May. You're eating your own blinding geist. I hope that it's tasty. I kind of have to kill it. So we'll do that. It sucks because this color combo will have a way to get it back. Or at least should. They looking. Hold me closer, cobbled lancer. A suppository scab. All about them 3/3s. No reason not to have Siphon Essence up for the rest of this game. That's not what I need to get, but here you go. I figured they were going to leave it and mill it and then draw a card with it, but sure. But now it's all the way down here. I guess they really want their piters. Or not. Works too. Thank you, Badu. I like them too. Bounce spell would be really good against them, but I don't have one. And my little 2-power dudes just don't block anything. Game gets grindy enough I could play my own Cobbled Lancer, but I kind of just want to bring in a Think-a-Pay. Like, they're probably playing something big that I can counter, like the Screaming Seagull or a Bramble Worm or something. I don't know why you'd get into blue-green without something like that. Would you first play between Suitor and Rending Flame? Probably Rending Flame for me. What's the rare? I'm not a scary fish person. I'm a cat. We've gone over this. Can you not tell? Well, I mean, there's like that's a reasonable question to me, Technoshaman. I think it's like, which of these cards do you think is better? She's a tree person, right? She's not a fish person, I think. Suitor's very good, but generally speaking, I take removal over non-bombs. It doesn't even help much. Called a Dinglehopper. It is now. I think we just counter a cheeseburger here. Hello, cheeseburger. Sure, I'll take that. Why, cheeseburger? They're delicious. You ever had one? Cheeseburgers in their natural habitat. Okay.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
You know, I'd kind of forgotten that that was a restaurant, but I ate at a Cheeseburger in Paradise as well and quite liked it. All right, fine. I'll gang block you. I'm not happy about it. But it's the world I'm living in now. I'm terrified they have a wolf strike. We saw 2 in their deck earlier. The thing is, I don't think I can beat it now. Whereas before I thought I could. Now I do not think that I can. But getting 3 for 1 by a wolf strike, I just lose the game. That's fine. We lose. I'm okay losing. Like, I remember we went to a Cheeseburger in Paradise in, like, Orlando or something. They had a pretty decent margarita, and the cheeseburger was pretty good. There were some chicken things Sim wife liked. Don't wolf strike me. No wolf strike. That's a victory for Upfish, y'all. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the best burger I've ever had, but it was alright, and the margarita was pretty good. Yeah, fair enough, Technoshaman. That is a much better explanation than me just babbling. It's getting cold in her. It's a nice spider. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it. I'll keep in a braid. I might need another snack. So Timur doesn't do anything. I suppose that really doesn't either. I do have to close out the game at some point. I'm feeling stable adjacent. Our concern now would be that they put the cat geese on the Garoff. That's a wee bit of a problem now, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill Garoff. Because I can't kill anything else until I kill Garoff. I got a little lazy because I started thinking about what we do after we win this game. Gotta win the game first. I don't know that I'm gonna get a better target for countering than a suppository scab. It settles my Geralt problem for at least a turn. I'll take it. That sounds like a format I'd really enjoy. Now we can kill it. You could counter a hot dog too, right? Hot dog, hot dog. Hot diggity dog. I have witnessed the future. And I don't think it's great for me. How many lands we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the graveyard, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our land to threat density is in the wrong. Yeah, you can kind of get what I'm saying. They've got a lot more action to draw than we do right now. This is actually a pretty good blue-green deck. Because like we flood out from here and they draw mostly action. I don't care for it much. Fighters on 7. Still can't really kill anything. I do have a plan. There's mostly to be dead here, but we Rending Flame, Gear off, and take lethal. That's not good enough, but sure. Sure, but I think I'm a little over that. Pardon me. Why is Geralt with spiders neat? What are you thinking about? I got things to think about, y'all. I don't think this works out for us because they just tap one of the creatures. But if I guess if I take out the spirit, I could in theory block enough things. Yeah, okay. That's a cool interaction. I'll give you that. They probably just sack it in response and kill me, but if they don't, we got them. I don't know why they're holding the time here, but they're pretty far under me in time, which is not my favorite way to win a game, but if we need to clock them, I'll clock them. They're starting to figure it out. You can see the wheels turning. They got there. I mean, there isn't something that helps here. Our sideboard is what helps. Because I think, having looked at their deck, I would like to have one in the festivities in here. They didn't need that, but sure. Is that 2 of those, or did they shuffle one back in? It's 2 of them, okay. So I don't think they have a Screaming Seagull, which means, like, if that is their end game and we have it in the festivities at the right time, that could be cool. I also want the Raconteur. That doesn't kill enough stuff. In the end, it's about the spiders we made along the way, yes. They shuffled in 2 spiders and drew 1 of them. That's actually kind of likely, right? worth having 2 in there. 2 what? Oh, probably 2 in the festivities. No. Because we would only really want it later in the game, oddly enough. Like, their deck isn't full of X1s. We could find some value in the early game with it. Like, in the blue-white deck, they're all about making X1s. Their early game is X1s, their mid game is X1s, their late game is X1s. You bring in both. This one's a little different. Yeah, and that's why I think I'm pretty happy with one of them. Like, it's kind of dead here. But that's okay, the Wandering Mind will make up for having it in hand. Because this isn't going to do anything until this game's nearly over. The other consideration is they do have a Catgeist, and it at least kills the front side of that, so that's something. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Lantern Bearer. I guess I don't care as much about the Lantern Bearer connecting. I view that as kind of irrelevant, but fair. I don't think we saw a Pig Club. Then. There's virtually no other targets for it, you know? Maybe I forgot about Reach. I don't know. I think you still Rending Flame the Spider, not the Lantern Bearer, even though you miss out on 2 damage. It's like a combat trig. Really rag me if I try to go the other way, and I don't feel like getting ragged. They've got the tap thingy. Interesting. If they don't block, I'll Rending Flame the Spider anyway. We totally came here to smash spiders. I guess this gets really dangerous if they've got a cradle of safety. After 2 games and not seeing one, I don't think they have one, but... that I find acceptable. We kind of 2 for 2 mostly. I think I'd rather be on Lacerate Flesh here. We knew they had that in hand. I remarked upon it when they thought about the attack previously. Like, if you know the format and kind of pay attention to what your opponent's doing, they're telling you a story about what's in their hand. And you can kind of start to read it. Dave is actually better at it than me, which is crazy because, like, I play so much more Magic than him. But he can read his opponents like a book. I think that's probably the best thing I've learned from him. He seems to always know what they have. And he'll downplay it, but it's true. Like here, they're selling Alchemist Refuge, or they like to play in full control. Like, I think Alchemist Refuge is literally the only thing they could have, or a Syncopate. And their plan may have been to use the Alchemist Refuge on the statue, but they knew about the Lacerate Flesh. Like, you can kind of pre-make those decisions about what you're going to do in a scenario like that. Like, it would not surprise me if they untap and bounce our statue. Civilian, David Seville, my old podcast co-host, he doesn't stream that often. And I would argue that, like, real talk, I'm better at draft and gameplay than Dave because I play so freaking much. Not because I'm, like, a savant or something. But Dave is really good at being able to read his opponent's hand. Like, scary good. I don't know that the 3-2 on the ground matters. So I think I just send this back and look for another card. It's not going to do it either. I need something to either interact with this or get me through in the air. If you ever see Civilian go live, watch his gameplay. I mean, he's not bad at drafting. He's not bad at gameplay, but he can read his opponent's hand like a book. By about turn 5, he can tell you everything that's in their hand. I'd say with like 70% accuracy, which is pretty damn impressive. Millipede's really holding off my team here. It's funny. Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it? My wife made me some cookies that were really tasty. I still think they have an Alchemist Refuge and they're going to bounce this, but they can't really swing into me. It's probably an argument to put it on the Diver Scab. Not necessary, but one's fine. You need an arbitrarily large thing to finish the game with. It fills that role. They can make this difficult for me if they have the card I said they had earlier. I guess that's the thing. I can call what they have, and then I'll just forget because I get distracted. And I'm just like kind of ready for this game to be over. They could conceivably kill me in 3 minutes. But I don't know what's going on there. But play how you want to play. Look at me, trophy leader. Like it. And a big thank you to my patrons, Paul, Punk, Hero, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Fasty, Rich, Michael, and Brandon, and John Waddell. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate your support. I'll see you next time.